Welcome back. Or to the beginning. Back to the beginning. Anyway, able to knock this thing off here. Cicadas. Evidently they enjoy charcoal as much as I do. Alright, today, as promised, I'm going to be shooting another brand of charcoal. And it is Royal Oak Premium Charcoal Briquettes. I used Royal Oak. That was actually my first charcoal that I ever used in competition. Apologize for the loud noise. Plug your ears. I will say one thing. They're smaller. They're little tiny briquettes. But hey, that's all right. If they work, they work. All right. Since I always point this out, I want you all to take notice. They're packed down there good. And as always, hear it. No, don't want to have any ruffled sound, sorry. As always, the flying smoke. I'm going to do this competition style. 2 starter cubes, because I want it to get hot. Now, ooh, sorry. Zero. Let's do 2 starter cubes, just like competition. 1, 2. Give them a few seconds to burn. Boom, on you go. The benchmark is where? 30 minutes. Very good. You've been paying attention. Light off 2. Few seconds. On you go. For those of you who are hardcore fans, like myself, it's 96 degrees here in Memphis today. My cable's out. Wonderful vacation it makes. But it gives me a chance to catch up on videos. 96 degrees, light wind, full sun. That makes any difference. Gonna give these a chance to get going. I can tell you don't have smell-o-vision, but it has a, well, obviously, oaky smell coming off of it. It smells like oak wood burning in a smoker. If you don't know what that is, well, get a smoker and get on it. We'll check back on these in about 10 or 15 minutes. And again, hopefully the microphone will drown a lot of this out. It's a windy day here. There's a little bit of fan noise, but it's darn near 100 degrees here, so got to do something to keep cool. 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes and 10 seconds. Well, 2 things. One, this microphone keeps getting weird. Now, 2 things. One good, one bad. I'll pull this bag up here so you can see it. Ready in 15 minutes. No, not even close. The Kingsford was actually farther along than this. So the ready in 15 minutes, sorry Royal Oak, but no. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody but Mrs. Poland. So now, the good thing, they haven't sunk. No sink to these briquettes yet. Not even any that I can notice at all. All right, difference in size. Royal Oak, B&B. Big difference in size. It looks like they were done off a rolled press, and these are done off a stamp press. I'm not a charcoal manufacturer, but I use enough of it. We're just under 18 minutes right now. Target, 30 minutes. Again, there's one coal on the side over here that's just got a little bit of white ash on it. 35:18. Coming up on 36 minutes. What started off strong is not ending real well. This one over here has sunk 2.5 to 3 inches. This one sunk about 1.5 to 2 inches, which is weird as I poured them. Same bag, same light off, same everything. In fact, this one was lit first, if you remember. Honestly, I was a little concerned with the validity of this testimony. One of the reasons, obviously, I try to do it in all conditions, because as cooks, outdoor cooks, you're going to see all conditions. I don't know about rain. I don't look forward to doing one in the rain, but I will if I have to. I'm going to give these just a couple more minutes when I talk here. 36-13. They're ready to dump, but I would say I'm pushing it a couple minutes. They've just started to ash over, a little gray on the top, and I really hate doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway so you can see. They're ashed over, but they're not full ash. Still got a lot of dark black briquettes, but you can see the drop. And you remember, you go to the back of this, to the front of this video, when I first loaded them up, they were tamped down, and I hit them hard with my hands. They are sunk. 37 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish that thought. The reason I thought this was going to be a little skewed is because it's a little windy out here today. Wind, just like a bellows, makes your fire burn hotter faster. A good windy day can increase your time to start by, decrease your overall cook time by minutes and minutes. And it doesn't sound like much. Again, we're not smoking pork shoulders for 10 hours. We're not cooking whole hog for 24. We're cooking steak for less than 7 minutes. So everything has to happen perfectly. It has to happen quickly and predictably, just like your cook. But this is one of the most basic elements of your cook. It's going to be the heat source. Live with it at 38 minutes. Just for you. And it's 100 degrees outside. But I really should wait till 40 minutes. Well, let's go ahead and dump them out. Another great secret, and because I cooked mini pot mafia last night and my welding gloves are in my wife's car. Anyway, these are heat gloves. You use these underneath nitrile gloves. If you don't have boxes of nitrile gloves sitting around, you're not a cook yet. All right, let's dump these babies out. Oh, that's hot. That's really hot. All right. Well, I gotta say, they're really ashy. And I mean really ashy. These don't work as anywhere near as good as welding gloves. $11 at Home Depot or Lowe's or any place you get welding gloves. Go get you some. Amazon. Minute 24. Minute 28. Minute 30. Grates are on and they've been sprayed. Again, I use Crisco for grill grates. Average temperature now 400 degrees, 383, 383, 302, 411, 415, 420. No jokes. All right, we're a minute 55, and if I'm right, and since my wife's not here, I'm always right. With the sink, these are going to get hot, but they're going to take longer. They're going to burn out faster, and they're not going to get as hot. Again, it's not pure competition style. I didn't have the mound at the top. And I'll do that one time for you. I guess I could do a chimney on each end and show you the difference between a full mound and a regular chimney full of charcoal. But you go to a steak competition, you walk around, you watch everybody putting out their charcoal. I mean, man, they're just piling those things, sitting there stacking them like trying to stack the Jenga, I guess was the game where you stack all the blocks up. Trying to get as much charcoal burning hot as you can. Light smoke coming off the grill right now because, well, it's not hot yet. 600 plus degrees to get that smoke. 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Guess what's happening to the grill? Everybody notice the smoke rolling off? Pay attention. How many of you know what the average temperature is when the smoke starts rolling off? Oil has a smoke point. Anyone? 600 degrees. 600 degrees. Oh, 600 degrees. Very right. 640, 650, 629, 638, 620, 660. The average temperature on that grill is 643 degrees. 10 minutes. $625. Cold spot. $634. That's why you get you an HVAC gun. $635. $649. $660. $642. $646. We have topped out. That is as hot as these are going to get. That's about 50 to 60 degrees cooler than I want them. Why? Could be the chemistry inside the briquettes, what they use to make them. And also the fact that they sunk and are continuing to sink. In fact, I don't know if you can see it, but they've already started to drop some ash out on the collectors from the PK grill stand, the TX. That's not good. That means they're just falling apart. But I have to get those coals just hot, hot, hot. And I don't dump them until they're ready. These, I dumped it again, 38 minutes. They should have had 40 minutes to get fully ashed. Meaning they're, I don't know. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a chemical analyst of charcoal or chemist. I'm just a cook. But where I'm from, if you call somebody a cooker, nobody calls anybody a pit master. We say somebody, how's he good? Oh, he's a cooker. He's a good cooker. All right. Coming up on 12 minutes. It's way longer than anything I use. Yeah, we've topped out. 650, 625. In fact, it started to fall off in a couple of places. It's giving me an average grill temperature of about 650 degrees. But again, I like 700 or above. I'm going to give you some final thoughts, but I don't have to do a cutaway shot. The next review, B&B Hickory Lump. All right, final thoughts and wrap up. Royal Oak. Again, this has nothing to do with Royal Oak's quality. I'm sure it's a fine brand. But I'm cooking these, I'm doing these videos specifically for people who are looking for information on how to cook and win SCA steak events. You need something that you can do every single time. You need to be repeatable. It's just like science, a result is good. Today we got a result. It wasn't a good result, but it was a result nonetheless. I look at every time I do something like this with a bag of charcoal that I don't like, I have gone one step closer to one of the rings. And I'm doing the legwork for you guys. It's a win-win for me. I learn about charcoal. I learn about making videos, and you guys get to see what actually happens. I mean, it says right on the bag, ready in 15 minutes. These were perfect conditions for charcoal. Light breeze to help speed the heat along. I used double what most people use to start them, which is 2 starter cubes. They're Kingsford starter cubes. No, sorry, Weber starter cubes. I get them at Walmart. Nothing. $3 for a box of them. I highly recommend them. There are other starter cubes out there, but they're more expensive. I used 2 of them at a time, so I go through them kind of quickly. So I'm going for a little bit of savings there. There are some other ones there are some other more expensive ones, but I don't know that they necessarily work better. And that's something for another day. So what did we get to today? Royal Oak 38 minutes I poured them out. That's 8 minutes longer than I ever do. They really needed to go to 40. I left the grates, I put the grates on and left the top open. I wanted as hot a burn as I could possibly get. That's wide open. All the holes were open, top and bottom. Well, bottom, the top was open. And still, they topped out about 650 to 660 degrees. That's about 50 degrees less than what I like to see. Will that put marks on your steak? Absolutely. Yes. Will it put great marks on your steak? No. The 50, 60, 70 degrees that you can get above 700 degrees makes a huge difference. But you don't necessarily have to have marks on. You can cook any heat source. In fact, if you go on the SCA website right now, you can see that there are extra dollars involved if you cook on an Idlewild grill, or you can cook on a Rectech grill. First one that win an SCA event, you turn it in. Hey, I cooked on a Rectech Bullseye. Boom, check. I cooked on an Idlewild. Boom, check. So they look at those grill marks. You want them. You're basically welding, or I guess a better term, branding your steak on the top. I go for the diamonds. Some people go for squares. And that we'll get into that later. I'm not going to give you every little trick that I've learned, but I will help you get started. I have no secrets, really. You can find out most of the stuff on YouTube. Now, any of you that's ever tried to do something you saw on YouTube, well, it looks easier than it is. It's a process, and I've been blessed, truly blessed. And that's a story that I will, I'm going to get his permission to tell you that story. But it was part of the road to the SCA, and I guess that would be a good title for the video, unless we come up with something better. So, what do you think? Royal Oak? Yes or no? No. Fine for smoking. Any fuel. Somebody sent me a question, like it was on Facebook. It was on my YouTube page. What would you recommend for whatever? I said, are you smoking something, or are you doing SCA? Oh, I'm smoking. I was like, whatever's on sale, man. If it burns, it's going to be fine for smoking. I mean, yes, you could get into the whole, well, I want this flavor profile, I want that, which, by the way, for smoking does make a difference when you have meat on over heat for a long time. It'll change the flavor. Different smokes bathe the meat in different chemical compounds, and it will change that flavor. But Royal Oak, I don't mean to belabor no, not for competition. They took way too long. They didn't get as hot as I'd like. I got a good deal on them. If you're just doing some backyard barbecue, hot dogs and backyard cooking, sorry, barbecuers out there, backyard cooking on your Weber, you're just doing some hamburgers and hot dogs, I'm sure they're fine. They're great. I mean, you've got a great deal on them. And I will say this, they did perform better than Kingsford. They didn't sink as bad, but they did sink 2 full inches, almost 3. Still, the B&B, still undefeated champion. And next time, I will shoot the B&B lump. Should get good results out of that, because that's one of the ones I actually started on Royal Oak lump because I got a better deal on it, and then I went with the B&B lump charcoal because I got a good deal on that, and that's when I started this whole process. Because one person would say one thing about one charcoal and another charcoal, and I wanted to really know. So here's where we are. I don't want to belabor the thought, but I'm sure glad you guys are watching. And gals. I forgot. There's a couple ladies that have said, hey. Anyway, smash the like button. Ring the bell. Get notifications when I put out new videos. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to YouTubers, it makes a difference. It really, I love the likes, and I'm happy for the views. But the subscribers are like, man, we're with you. And I'll do the same for you. We're all in it together. Trying to get to that big shuffleboard game down in Florida. I hope to see you all there. Take care.